For our next match in the Indoor Archery World Series Finals here in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for compound women, and it's our number 5 seed against our number 6 seed. So from Great Britain is Ella Gibson going up against Italy's Elisa Roner. We've seen some outstanding shooting from these two competitors this weekend here at the Vegas Shoot 2023. And yesterday, Elisa Roner, who's on the left part of your screen, after shooting a perfect 300 score, shot something called a 10K a day shoot-off. There were 84 archers, and she was able to whittle it down to 1 arrow and win $10,000. But of course, here's Ella Gibson, our newly ranked number 1 in the world in women's compound archery. Through 55 matches in her world archery career, she wins 75% of the time. As for Elisa Roner, 50 matches, she wins 64% of the time, and she's ranked 15th in the world. So 22-year-old Gibson going up against the 21-year-old Elisa Roner. All right, I'm Greg White sitting with Crystal Govan as we get ready for compound archery. Crystal, tell us, what are we doing? Distance, target face, all the good stuff we need to know.
So just like the recurve, we're shooting 18 meters away, roughly 20 yards, but what we're gonna see different is the target faces. So the 10 ring is now gonna be much smaller, about the size of a dime, versus what we saw on the recurve, that bigger 10 ring.
So the size of a US dime.
And we're also doing total score versus set system.
All right, so cumulative scoring, so every arrow makes a difference in terms of your total towards the end. 15 arrows to be shot, 3 at a time. Total possible score is 150 points. World number 1 leads us off, and that's a 10. So even though we have the larger ring on the outside, it scores as a 9. So it's just that little ring in the middle.
10.
So these archers also, if they were shooting bigger arrows during the Vegas style tournament, which does allow up to 27 size arrows, they did have to switch tonight for World Archery Rules limits to 23 size diameter arrows. So I know Ella was shooting 27s. She switched down to her 23s for tonight.
10. Perfect score.
So I think for Gibson, it's that middle arrow is a little low, and that's going to be a call. I think that's a 9, because it'd be a Vegas 10, but we're not shooting. We're shooting World Archery Rules here at Indoor Archery World Series Finals.
A perfect way to get us underway with some high-quality shooting on both sides.
We will have a look. Judges will have a look.
10-10-10 for Gibson, 10-10-10 for Roner.
So it looks like that one is going to be out.
Ella Gibson, currently 22 years of age, world number 1.
So it should be 1 point advantage for Roner.
And looking at Elisa Roner of Italy, 21 years of age, currently ranked world.
Once we get those scores, we'll let you know.
9.53 per arrow.
A good look at Ella Gibson. And she wasn't a fan of that shot, was she, Crystal?
No, not at all.
The gold medal at 4 different World Cup events, and of course a silver medalist at the World Cup final.
So scores are in, 29 points for Gibson and 30 for Roner, which means that Gibson will lead us off, the archer trailing. He's the one who starts us off. There'll be a 10-second clock to get to the line and get set, and then a 20-second shot clock. You can see that flashing red on Gibson's side. Elisa Roner today during the Vegas shoot, shooting a 299, just dropping 1 single point on her last arrow of her 9th end, and was not happy. I was shooting on her bail actually when that happened.
Now Ella was the opposite, shot the 299 yesterday and the 300 today.
Another one that's kind of low. to catch that inner line on the smallest circle to get that 10 points.
10.
No question about that shot.
I don't think she caught that either.
Yeah, that one's definitely out 9. All right, so for Elisa, giving a point back to Gibson.
Quite a bit of movement on that front stabilizer, but she managed to put it in the middle.
Rebounding with a 10.
Oh, there it is. Both archers.
So we await that official score, but it looks like 10-9, 10 apiece. We're going to go to 58 total score to 59 for Roner.
Archer Elisa Roner now leading the way 59 to 58. 1 point advantage.
There is a lot of looking going on there
And taking a look at
by the World Archery judge.
Elisa Roner
All it needs to do is touch that line. It doesn't need to break through the line. It just needs to touch the line to get the higher scoring value.
In the quarterfinals, she beat Nico Ariola, also of the USA, 149 to 148. Roner then defeating Tanya Galantine of Denmark. The final score there, 147 to
Mike Schlusser
146.
helping out Ella Gibson.
In the round of 1-8, she beat Marita Paz of Estonia, 147 to 141 before defeating
Ella Gibson not happy with that one.
149 to 146.
Yeah, when you're shooting compound, if it's not a 10, you're not happy.
147 to 145.
For Elisa Roner, she has that stone cold look on her face and did the entire match today as well. Incredible $10,000 win. Inside out arrow against 3 open shooters from the United States, compound open shooters, and sat them all down yesterday. All right, so 58 to 59. Gibson trails by a single point. Her third end of 5.
10.
Great shot. No question about that point value. A 10 for Roner, maintaining a single point lead.
The one thing you'll notice here, you'll see Ella closing her left eye. You'll see some compound shooters doing that. Versus here, we have both eyes open. So you can shoot a compound both ways and be successful.
10. Perfect score.
Okay, now it seems like Gibson is starting to find her rhythm. Back tension release. Aid for the Italian.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
And a nice shot, another 10-10-10. So even with the pressure that Gibson put on, Roner still maintaining that 1 point lead.
After end number 3 for Elisa Roner of the nation of Italy, once again.
And of course, it's important to understand that, you know, I have seen people come to this tournament with 3 arrows because you only shoot 3. You've got to make sure if you're going to be shooting as well as these athletes are at the Indoor Archery World Series Finals, you got to bring at least 9 with you.
Well, you need 6.
You need 6 minimum because you shoot them, they pull them, and then they bring them back to you.
Before Ella Gibson walked away with a win.
That's why you always read the rules.
Always read the rules. Here at the South Point Hotel and Casino, we're shooting for gold in the Indoor Archery World Series Finals.
So the last 2 times both archers met,
A lot of people know Ella Gibson, world #1. But I think for fans in the United States, this is the coming out party for Elisa Roner from Italy. On the main stage here yesterday. First woman to win the 10K a day shoot-off. Shoot a perfect 300.
Not the first. Sarah Preels, who's in the box for Ella, has done it in the past.
10.
But talking about, you know, this her coming out party, it really, that's the great thing about indoor archery on the world stage is anyone can go to any of the indoor World Cups. You don't have to make your country's team.
9.
You just sign up and you go. And so you really see it's an opportunity for young shooters or up and coming shooters to really make a name for themselves.
Elisa Roner coming in at the young age of 21.
I think she's put 5 arrows in the exact same hole.
It's really incredible.
10.
All right, so a 10 here is going to extend Roner's lead to 2 points.
Nine.
She dropped it.
Yeah, you could see a little bit of movement there before the shot. She was fighting it.
Definitely. So Roner's got 118 points out of a possible 120 to this point. Ella Gibson at 117. So it's still a single point with one final end to go. How would we end up in a shoot-off in compound archery, Crystal?
So if the archers tie in total score, so in this case, if Ella scores 1 more point than Canales, we will go to a shoot-off.
All right, let's throw it over to the crowds and show some appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, for
good look at the release
Ella Gibson
of Elisa Roner. After her big win last night, $10,000, she said that it wouldn't have settled in, and I'm sure at this point, in second night in front of the crowd, and you can see her cracking a smile, she understands the magnitude and the gravity of what's going on. So because, Crystal, of what you said, these archers were kind of shooting in the same spot, World Archery has decided that they're going to change the target faces, make sure it's easy for the judges to make those calls. So brand new target faces are hung.
Yeah, you never want a match decided by a missing line. You really want to have those lines there and be able to make the call.
Ella Gibson will shoot first.
Ella Gibson will shoot first, being the archer who's down 1 point to Elisa Roner. Our final 3 arrows of competition. Gibson just needs 10s. There's no other option for her right now. Perfect start for this final end. A couple arrows away from deciding gold. You can tell with Elisa Roner that off the shot, once it releases, her intent of that bow towards the target a lot of times tells us where it's landing.
Exactly. So that was another really long hold there by Ella.
You can hear just a couple seconds, maybe 1 or 2, horn went off. But the question is that a 9 or a 10? It has a 9 asterisk. Judge's call.
9.
That's definitely a 9, however. So that could be the difference.
So we're either 1 point difference still, or
we're tied.
We're tied.
10.
Need a 10 here to guarantee at least a tie.
She got it.
9 or 10. Well, there you have it, ladies
Looks like
and
a 10 to
gentlemen.
me.
We're gonna hold our
But we'll
horses
see.
just a little bit with
So
two
now it's in the
certain
hands of the
arrows
judges.
on the target faces right now. Arrow number 2 for Ella Gibson.
So we have 2 arrows that are 9 asterisks on our board. And those are arrows that are going to be looked at a lot closer. But even if there's no asterisks, it's still not definitive.
Yeah, so the judges are going to be looking at Ella's arrow to see if there's any yellow between that line and her arrow.
So it looked like he pointed down and counted that one down. So it looks like Gibson's is counted as a 9. So if Roner's one of her arrows, the one that's asterisk, is counted as a 10, we have a clear winner. And it is. It's official. Elisa Roner, Indoor Archery World Series gold medalist, takes down the world #1, Ella Gibson.